Good evening. I hope all of you are doing well. Just let me know if I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Just let me know once. Good evening, Megha. Good evening, Amit. Good evening, Disha. Good evening, Mohit and Shiv Shankar. So I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Okay, so good evening and welcome to the session. Good evening. So I hope all of you are doing well. I hope all of you are doing well. Okay, so let's start the session. In last day, like in last day, we have talked about certain topics like we have seen about this. We have seen the topics like this. We have seen topics with respect to the different issues with respect to mains. And today, the topics which we are going to discuss. The first topic is India as the second largest weapon importer. This is one of the main article which was there in the newspaper today, that India has emerged as the second largest weapon importer. But this is not the first time. In the past, India has been the largest weapon importer. So there are certain reports about this weapon import, not just about India, but across the world. So this has got multiple messages. This has got multiple information about Europe also, about US also, China also, Russia also, India also. So in that context, we are going to discuss this topic about the weapons import. The second topic which we are going to discuss is about obesity in India. That is also one of the topic. There is an article especially about this, editorial about this, that the rise of obesity in India and what are responsible behind this. What are the factors which are responsible behind this? So that is one of the topic which we are going to discuss. The third topic which we are going to see is rise of quick commerce. Like right now we see that we have got this Blinkit, Zomato or Swiggy, Instamart, or so many different types of quick commerce websites which are providing various things in minutes, in 5, 7, 8 minutes or 10 minutes. So what are the positive sides of it and what are the challenges due to these e-commerce websites or the quick commerce websites? They have been called as quick commerce. So we will try to understand what is the significance of that. Okay. The fourth topic which we are going to talk about is India and Mauritius relations. We are going to talk this from the mains perspective, that India and Mauritius relations, how they have been in the past, what is the history of these relations, the key aspects of this relation, and in the present times, what are some of the challenges? We are also going to discuss that. Okay. So again, we are going to look from the mains perspective. Various topics are there from the mains perspective. Okay. So let's start this. But before we go into that, let us practice some questions. Let us practice some questions on the topics which we have seen in the previous week. Last day we have discussed mostly mains related article. So that's why we are talking about the topics of the previous month. We have seen one Madhav Tiger Reserve last day, but that is one single thing of prelims. Otherwise, we have discussed mostly mains article. So now this is one question. With reference to Securities and Exchange Board of India, consider the following statement. The Constitution of India provides for regulators of capital market and security markets in India. Second is saying SEBI has the authority to regulate and supervise both stock exchange and debt market in India. Third is saying the chairman of SEBI is appointed by Cabinet Committee on Appointment. So we have got these three statements. On the basis of it, The question is, how many of the statements given above are correct? So that is the question here. That is the question, how many of the statements are correct with respect to Securities and Exchange Board of India? With respect to Securities and Exchange Board of India, how many of the statements are correct here? Okay, B option. B and D. Okay. If we look at this question, the first one is, the Constitution of India provides for regulator of capital market and security market in India. So that is absolutely incorrect. You know that there is no such connection here. There is no such thing, no such provision in the Constitution. So this first statement is incorrect. Secondly, saying SEBI has the authority to regulate and supervise both a stock exchange and debt market in India. Now see here, this is very much crucial part, the debt market. Normally you will find that most of the debt market instruments are regulated by RBI. But there are certain portions of debt market, like the debt papers which are issued by the PSUs or the companies, the corporate debt bonds, they are regulated by the SEBI. So a few portions or certain sections of the debt market is regulated by SEBI and the other portions are regulated by RBI. So this second statement is correct here. The third is of course correct. We have discussed this. It is appointed by Cabinet Committee on Appointment headed by the Prime Minister. Okay. So here of course the answer is option number B. Now second question, with reference to the difference between turtles and tortoise, consider the following statement. The first is saying turtles are primarily aquatic whereas tortoises are terrestrial and prefer dry habitats. Second is saying, unlike turtles, tortoises do not lay eggs on land and instead give birth to live young. So these are two statements with respect to turtles and tortoises. So which of them are correct? Which of the statements given above are correct? That is the question. Question number 2. Question number 2, what will be the answer? A option, one only. Okay. So again here, if you look at this question, the first statement is saying that turtles are primarily aquatic whereas tortoises are terrestrial and prefer dry habitats. So this first one is correct. You have seen that turtles like olive ridley turtles or leatherback turtles, loggerhead turtles, they are primarily aquatic in nature. Whereas when we talk about the tortoises like a star tortoise, so they are preferring the dry lands or the terrestrial areas. So this first part is correct. Now second part is incorrect. Both turtles as well as tortoise, they lay the eggs. They are not mammals, they are turtles, they are amphibians. So they are also laying eggs, whether it is turtle or tortoise. So they are not mammals, they are amphibians. So both of them, or they are in that category itself. Okay. So they are laying the eggs for giving birth to their young ones. Okay. So this second one is incorrect. The first one is correct. Now this is one of the easiest question. Which of the following best describes gravitational lensing? The first is saying the bending of light around a massive object due to its gravitational field magnifying distant celestial objects. Okay. Second is a phenomena where light is absorbed by black holes making objects behind them invisible. Third is saying the dispersion of light due to interstellar dust causing redshift in distant galaxies. And fourth is saying a process by which stars emit gravitational waves distorting the space-time continuum. So that is question number 3. I think all of you can answer that. This is a simple question. So this is one of the simplest question. I think all of you can answer it. A option. Okay. Yeah, that is correct also. Here we have this gravitational lensing. Gravitational lensing is about the bending of light. This bending happens due to the very high gravitational field exerted by heavy objects like stars are there, or some heavy objects like planets can also be there. Dark matter can be there. It can also be an impact of black hole or neutron stars. Okay. So these are the factors which influence the gravitational lensing. Okay. So now these were the topics, these were the questions which we have to see. Now we are coming to this part, the weapon import. Can you tell me one thing? Which country is the largest importer of weapons? That is question for you. Which country is the largest importer of weapon in the last 4 to 5 years? If there is a question like this, which country is the largest importer of weapons in the last 5 years? What will be your answer? Which country is the largest importer of weapons in the last 5 years? If that is a question. Largest importer of weapons. Anyone? India or Ukraine? Yes, in the last 4 years, we see that it is not India, not US, it is Ukraine. Ukraine has emerged as the largest importer. Ukraine has emerged as the largest importer of weapons in the last 5 years, from 2020 to 2024. From 2020 to 2024, Ukraine has emerged as the largest arms importer. India is of course on the second number. Till 2019, India used to be the leader. India used to be the largest importer of weapons. But now India is on the second number. We have Ukraine on the first number. If we look at the countries, first of all, we have Ukraine. Like you can see, this is a massive shift. This is a massive shift. In 2015-19, its share was 0.1%. Its share in weapon import was just 0.1%. And in this 2020 to 24 time, its import is 8.8%, the highest. Okay. Then we have the second number, India. Earlier our trend was 9.1%. We have come down to 8.3%. You can see Qatar. Qatar is one country which has significantly increased its this weapon import. If you look at Saudi Arabia, it has also reduced its weapon import considerably. If we talk about Pakistan have also seen a somewhat increase, almost double the increase in the last 5 years. So these are some of the facts and figures. If we look at this, Ukraine is one of the main change here. Ukraine, which used to amount for just 0.1% import of weapon, is now the largest importer of weapons. That is the consequence of the war. Okay. Now, what are certain other observations? There are some other observations. There is some other observation. The first thing is increase in arms import by Europe. We see that there is an increase in arms import by Europe. Can you tell me why we are experiencing this trend? We are seeing that there is an increase in arms import by Europe. Second thing, we see that decline, there is a decline in arms import. There is a decline in arms import by India and China. By India and China. Okay. So there are two figures. No, Pakistan is not at the last level. These are comparisons of major economies. These are about the comparisons of major countries which are importing huge amount of weapons. Pakistan is not at the last number. Pakistan is among those countries. Having very high import. There are many countries with very low imports also. Among these countries, it was on the last number. But it is not the least importer of arms. Among the top 5 countries, it is there. So now we have this one question. Of course, Trump has given so many things to the world right now. So this one part, why we are seeing an increase in case of Europe. First, we see that there is a region behind it. Regions. First is, what we see that the threat from Russia. One of the major challenges, threat from Russia. And the second major thing is ignorance from United States. There are two reasons why we see that there is again this rearmament. There is again a trend of rearmament in Europe. A few years back, Europe was talking about all disarmament and everything. But now we see that in the Europe itself, there is now rearmament. Okay. Second thing, we see that decline in arms import by India and China. What is the factor? What is the reason? Reason is rise of domestic industry. Rise of domestic production. There is a rise of domestic production. So that is also one thing which we see here. There is a rise of domestic production. If we talk about from India's perspective, Russia is the largest provider. Russia is still the largest provider. Russia is still the largest provider. Okay. Of course, we are having more such defense deals with United States also, with France also, and other countries. But at the same time, we see that Russia, although its share has come down significantly, but Russia is still the largest import destination of weapons for India. Okay. So this is one part, we have to know about just a few things. Now, how you are going to use this? This is not going to be asked in the prelims examination, but you have to use it as an example in the mains. When you are talking about the world peace or anything, if you are talking about world peace or the current situation in the world, you can use this as example that in the recent years, there is an increasing trend of rearmament in the Europe, which reflects the continuous threat from Russia and at the same time, this ignorance from United States. Now, on the other hand, if you have to talk about India and its defense industry, what you can say is that we have seen a decline in this import of weapons, which indicates the rise of domestic defense market or defense industry in India. So here are two examples which you can take from this topic. You can take one in the context of international affairs, in context of world peace and all, and the second in context of India and its domestic sector. Okay. So that is two examples which you can take from this topic. Okay. Now, Coming to the second important part, second important topic, there is one topic about obesity in India. Okay, there is this one topic about obesity in India, and this is very much interesting topic. It says that 1 in 4 adult men and women are obese, and 1 in 4 adults are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. So there is a survey of National Family Health Survey. Okay. There is this survey number 5 of National Family Health Survey. Okay. There is a result of this NFHS, National Family Health Survey. It says that 1 out of 4 men or women are obese. That is first. Second, it says that 1 out of 4 adult, 1 in 4 adult, 1 by 4 adult are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. So that is a context which has been given here, that there are many people who are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. Now, why we are discussing this topic? Why we are discussing about this obesity in India? What is the reason behind this? The reason is the rise of food processing sector in India. There is a rise of food processing sector, and that's why we are discussing this topic. This is an editorial from the Hindu. Flawed food regulation fuel the obesity crisis. Okay, you can see that is the context here. Flawed food regulations fuel the obesity crisis. That is the context. That is the topic. That's why we are discussing this context of it. Okay. Now, like, what is the challenge? What is the challenge with processed food? What is the challenge with these processed food? Can anyone tell me? And 1 by 4 adults from UPSC aspirants. They may not be UPSC aspirants. Like for UPSC aspirants, you can add other criterias. Apart from processed food, you can add the stress factor. Okay. You can also add how much Lakshmikant you have to read. So after reading Lakshmikant, after having that much of a stress, of course, obesity may come. Okay. But now let's talk about this part, that when we talk about this processed food in India, what is the challenge? The first challenge is labeling. The first challenge is labeling. How the food products are labeled. Okay. So there is adoption of a health star rating system. FSSI, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, FSSI has said that we are going to adopt this star rating system, health star rating system. Okay. So there is this health star rating system. So like you have movies, like you have various movies, and they are given this star rating, that okay, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. So in the same manner, there is a star rating of the food items. There is a star rating of food items. Now this star rating is not the actual level, like not actually beneficial for the people. Like suppose that if there is any such snacks, let us say that if there is any such snacks, it is given a rating of, let us say, 2 star. And if someone is consuming it, or if say that it is having 3 star, okay, but it is high in sugar, but there is no such labeling that it is high in sugar. It is only written there that it is a 3 star food which can be considered good for the health. Now, if a person who is diabetic, or if a person who is like very much sensitive towards sugar, so he will not have that idea that if it is a 3 star food, can I eat this or not? So this star rating system is not actually indicator of this high sugar content or fat content or salt content. Okay. So this star rating system does not indicate does not indicate fat, sugar, or salt level. So we see that the actual information is not coming to people. If a person is suffering from this problem of sugar or diabetes, so they cannot simply take any 3-star rated food items or others. In other countries, what is the provision? Okay. Like in various countries, like in Chile, there is this one part that they have like black or high. Okay. There is one thing like black or high written on the food items, or in some countries like in the European countries, it is written, specifically written, high sugar content, high sugar content, high fat content. So when it is written on the box, then people will have some idea whether to consume it or not. Okay. So this is one thing. We are having this health star rating system. So that is not indicating the fat and all level. Second thing is advertising. Advertising. Now you may have seen this one part. In our newspapers, in our news channels, or on various websites from YouTube to Instagram to all social media profiles, on our TVs, on our internet, there is continuous advertisement of food products, all range of food products, many of them which are very much harmful for the health also. Many of them are very much harmful for the health also, but there is too much of advertisement for this. There is too much of advertisement for this. Like normally you will find that when there is a smoking in the movies, it is written there that smoking causes cancer or tobacco consumption causes cancer. But when there are high sugar rich food items, then there is no such warning that what it can do with you. So that is one thing. Massive level of advertisement is there. Massive advertisement is there, and it is creating a social pressure. This advertising creates a social pressure on consumers. So that is also one of the main thing, that we have so many misleading advertisements with respect to the food items. There are many such food items which are written that there are advertisements of many noodles or many things which say that healthy and tasty also. Okay. They may have high sugar content. They are not writing it on the on their box, and they are selling that it is very healthy, it is very good for the health of the children or adult or anyone. So while they are saying this, they are not talking about what are the challenges with respect to that. Okay. So there is no such regulation of the advertisements. Okay. So that is the challenge, and this all is fueling. This is fueling obesity and diabetes in India. Okay. So this is fueling the obesity or diabetes in India. That is one of the major concern. Okay. Now, what has been suggested with respect to this? Okay. What are the suggestions here? One of the first suggestion which has been given here is like change this star rating system. Okay. Like this star rating system replace by warning of high fat, sugar or salt content. They are sometimes written as this: high fat, sugar or salt content. Okay. So this is one thing which has been suggested, that you can replace the star rating system. You can just write it there: this contains high fat, or this contains high amount of sugar, high amount of salt. Okay. So that is one part. Second thing is amending advertisement rules. We need to change the rules. with respect to the advertisement, so that if any company is making fake claims, or even if it is hiding the information, then again it can be like penalized, it can be given some punishment, or the product can be taken out of the market. So that is also one of the suggestion. And third, of course, is public awareness. Public awareness. So this is one part, that public awareness is also required. Now generally you will find that how pressure on consumer. Let me tell you one example. Suppose that generally you will find this when cricket match is going on. When cricket match is going on, you generally get a kind of advertisement in the TV or on the sports channel that if you are watching any such cricket match, or if you are watching any such movies or something, so you definitely need a popcorn, you definitely need Coke or any such cold drink, you definitely need some Lays or snacks or any type of like those munchies. So it is shown to you through the television that if you are sitting with a group, then without the Lays or without any such chips or without the Coke or any such Pepsi or any such thing, any cold drink, your watching match is not complete. So that is type of a social pressure. Now generally you will find this, that whenever you are calling over some friends to watch some movies or to watch any cricket game or anything, you are also bringing Coke and so many things with you. Why? This is a type of like a situation which has been created by the TV news channels and all through the advertisements, that if you are watching the match, you must have a Coke in one hand and Lays or other things in other hand. So this is a type of social pressure which is created. I hope that is clear now. So recently there was the final of Champions Trophy. Okay. So did you have any such munching or not? Recently we have that Champions Trophy also. So this is one part, like it is being fed in your mind when you are even going for movies. Nowadays it is a fashion that if you are not purchasing a popcorn worth rupees 500, then you are not enjoying the movie. Okay. So that is also too many ads from other things also. Okay. There are too many ads from pan masala or various things which are even harmful for the health. But at least they give this warning that tobacco causes cancer. Lays is not giving you any warning that it will make you fat or it will make you obese. It will lead to fluctuation of your salt level. Okay. So that is the challenge. Good. Now coming to the third topic. What is behind the rise of quick commerce? There is this third topic which is about quick commerce. So let us first try to understand what is this quick commerce. You will find that it facilitates delivery of goods instantly, offers quick service and customization. As per consumer. Like you have options of Blinkit, you have options of Zepto, Big Basket. So they are the part of quick commerce. There is also a term which is associated with them, which is also related with them, that is called as dark store. There is also one thing called as dark store. So these dark stores, these are basically the warehouses of these quick commerce. Okay. They are basically warehouses of quick commerce. So they have established the dark stores across cities. Like if you are seeing Jepto, Blinkit, Big Basket and others, they are providing goods within 10 minutes. Many of them are providing goods within 10 minutes. Okay. So like suppose if you are making any something, like if you are trying to make any dish, suppose you wanted to make any of the dish which you want or which you like, and suddenly it comes to your mind that, okay, I don't have the turmeric powder, or I don't have the coriander powder or any such spices. So while you just start frying the food items and you are just ordering it via any of these apps, by the time you need the spices, it will be delivered to you. So that is the quick service of these like quick commerce websites, and they have got multiple dark stores. So these are basically warehouses of quick commerce. No retail sell physically from these stores. So you cannot go to these stores and purchase anything directly. The dark stores are like warehouses. Okay. Dark stores are like warehouses from where you cannot go directly and purchase something. You have to order via the app or the website. Then only you will get the items. So that is called as dark store. Now the thing is, why reasons behind rise of quick commerce? What are the reasons behind the rise of these quick commerce? I think many of you are factors behind the rise of quick commerce. So I think you can tell about this. What is the reason behind the rise of quick commerce? Why do we have this rise of quick commerce? Why do we have this rise of quick commerce? Ice cream. Yes, you can order ice cream also via this quick commerce. Suppose you are having your dinner and you want ice cream. Okay, start with laziness of people. You can start with something else. Okay, you can start with this part, the changing lifestyle and time management. People have become lazy. Yes. So that is one part, changing lifestyle and time management. Second part which we can say is, in the case of this quick commerce, we also have this one issue. Like we see that they provide a variety of goods which may not be available in local retail stores. Okay. So provide vast collection or diversity of goods. Okay. Then we see that often provides lucrative offers. Often provides this lucrative offers. Like suppose that if you are looking at any of the food items, generally you will find the stock that, okay, if you are ordering something worth 1000 rupees, we are giving you 150 rupees discount. Or if you are ordering worth 2000, we are giving you a shopping coupon or something like that. Okay. Or we are giving you a free item or item at rupees 1. So these type of lucrative offers are given, and many people are very much happy with this. Like suppose they are selling you items of 100 or 1000 rupees, and then they tell you that, okay, I am giving you sugar at just rupees 1. So many people will be so much happy that, okay, I have got sugar at 1 rupees. So these lucrative offers often attract the people. Okay. So that is one thing why, of course, people have gone for this. Second, there is also one of the factor. We must not ignore this part. In mega cities or metro cities, we have seen that the local vendors, many of the local vendors often charge higher. So this has pushed away the customers. Okay. So many local vendors charge higher and low quality of goods. Low quality of goods. So that is also one of the factors. Okay. Plus marketing and advertisement. Marketing or advertisements. They have also pulled people behind this quick rise. Okay. So that is one part. Okay. So this is one thing, like it provides this adoption of the quick commerce. But now what is the challenge? What is the challenge? First part we see on the consumer side. On the consumer side. Now, generally there is a trend. If you are going to the market and purchasing something, if you are going to the retail store and purchasing something, when you are giving the money, directly from your hand, you know how much to spend and what to save. When you have to spend that money in cash form, especially from your hand, you will not spend it too easily. But when you have to just order and you have to pay through UPI and all, you will not even notice that how much you have spent. So what it has done is, it has increased household expenditure. Increased household expenditure. Okay. Often leads to unnecessary purchases. Sometimes you are purchasing those things which you don't even require. Like suppose that you have to order ice cream from Blinkit. So you are seeing that okay, ice cream cost rupees 250 rupees. But then Blinkit says to you that okay, if you add rupees 50 more, we will give you a discount coupon. So normally what people do, people go for that addition of something worth rupees 50. And generally you will find that nothing is worth rupees 50. There may be a higher cost. Okay. So you are spending more. You are even purchasing the unnecessary items. So that is also one of the things on the consumer side. Okay. On the business side, what we see that it creates a monopoly and even leads to this what you can say, it completely extincts or it completely like removes all the competition. Okay. Creates monopoly by removing the local retail shops. Okay. So many of the local retail shops are not able to function. Why? They are not able to give that much of offer, that much of things. Okay. Even you will find that sometimes they are giving the offer just to make sure that people become dependent on them. If you give them offer for 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, they will become dependent. These quick commerce, they often have the support of venture capital. They get too much investment from venture capitalists and all. So they have huge amount of money. They can sustain for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. But the others cannot sustain. So that is also one of the challenge. There is also one thing. They also start discrimination. They also start this discrimination. How they discriminate? Suppose that there is one person having an Android phone and there is another person using iOS, iPhones. So you will find that there is a difference in the prices of the same good. There can be a difference in the prices of the same good on two different mobile phones. Okay. So discrimination on basis of profile and device. Now, this is one part which has been highlighted here, very interesting part. The quick commerce also follows your social media handles. They are also following your social media handles. Like suppose on Instagram, you are daily posting that, okay, I am going to DLF Mall, I am going to Pacific Mall, I am going to this big shop or mall or any such dining restaurant and all. So they get an idea that, okay, this person is rich. If you give him even if you give him Loki worth ₹80, he will still purchase it. Okay. If you give him a Loki of ₹20 in ₹80, still he is going to purchase it because he will not care about just ₹60. So there is a pricing discrimination also on the basis of social media profile. There is a discrimination also on the basis of device which they are using. Now, if someone is using a local or a simple Android phone, so they will not be charging him very high. They know that we have to maintain the consumer, so they will not be charging high. But if someone is using, let us say, 16 Pro, like our Jeet said, so 16 Pro, so he will be given more charges. He will be asked for paying more. Okay. So that is one thing which we see here. Okay. That they are often given this higher prices also of the goods. Okay. So this is one thing, discrimination on basis of profile and device. So that is also done by our quick commerce websites. Okay. So this is the challenge, and I think on the basis of this, you can also write what can be the way forward in this situation. I hope you can write that what can be the way forward in this situation. The rise of quick commerce. Okay, it benefits the children. So that is that is something entirely different. Yes, sir. When you are going outside, now there is a challenge. Suppose if earlier a child was sent to bring something, let us say he was given ₹50 and he was given this order to bring some milk, some curd or something. So often there is some change which is left with the kid. Like they will get ₹4 or ₹5 and they can use that ₹4 or ₹5 to order some chocolate or something. So that was one benefit for the children, that they used to get around ₹4 or ₹5 cash or change, and from that they can purchase their own things. Like if they want to have some chocolates or some anything like that, so they can purchase it from there. But now what we see, everything is being done online. So now they are also not getting that change. So that is also a challenge for the quick commerce. Okay. So that is also a challenge. Earlier you were getting at least some amount of change money, but now that is also gone. Many of the payments are being done online only. They have nothing left. So think about the kids. For them also it is a challenge. Okay. Now coming to the next topic, India and Mauritius. Sorry, this is not the topic. India and Mauritius. India and Mauritius. See, that is the benefit. That is the benefit of going to the retail shops. you get some extra money. And I'm telling you from my experience, that you will always save some money. Okay. There, that was the part of nostalgia, that okay, when you are going to retail shops, you get some extra money. Okay. But suppose if e-commerce was there at that moment, then all those memories, all those saving 2 rupees, 3 rupees for getting chocolates and all. Okay. Now, coming to this topic, India and Mauritius. Okay. So see, now our Prime Minister is going to Mauritius, and we will just look at some part of it, not in detail, but some of the portions of it. If we are talking about Mauritius, we are going to see some of the key components here. You will find that Mauritius, it was among the first nation to establish diplomatic ties with India. It was among the first nation to establish diplomatic ties with India. Okay. Now, there is another part of this. If we talk about this, if we talk about the Mauritius, like you will find that a huge number or a significant population of Mauritius is basically Indian population. Okay. 70% of the population of Mauritius is Indian population. Okay. So it is not 10%, 20%. 70% of the island population. Okay. So Indian origin people make 70% of Mauritius population. So it is like a home away from home. It is like a home away from home, because 70% of the people who are there in Mauritius, they are Indian origin people. Basically, Mauritius was a French colony, and many of the people from India were sent there as slave or laborers. Okay. So due to which we see that the majority of the people in Mauritius are of Indian origin. Okay. So that is one significant part. There is one thing. Recently, we have seen that there is one island here. Aglag Island. Agalga Island. There is this island, Agalga Island. Okay. Now, what we see that India has made a deal with Mauritius to improve the transport facility here. Okay. So, India signed a MAU to improve infrastructure. Now, what is the story here? We are not just developing this island all of a sudden or simply this island. It is an important point in the Indian Ocean region. We are developing transport facilities here. So China is not very much happy with this. China says that India is having military presence in Mauritius. India is trying to have military presence, especially in this Agalaga Island of Mauritius. India has said that, of course, we are not doing militarization. But from here itself, we can understand the strategic significance of this island. That if China is worried about an island where India is developing infrastructure, from this point itself, you can understand the strategic significance of this area. Okay. So that is also one part. Another important part is India as a first responder. India as the first responded to Mauritius Whether it is COVID-19 or any cyclones or storms or any crisis, India is the first responder to Mauritius. Okay. India is also the first responder to the Mauritius. If we talk about Mauritius and India, there is good trade relation also. Okay. It is one of the important trade destinations of India also. Even 7 billion foreign direct investment also comes through Mauritius. Okay. So Mauritius is an important trade partner of India also. There is a trade agreement also between India and Mauritius. Okay. Now, what we see that why this Mauritius is significant? Why is significant? There are two regions. One part is a strategic location in Indian Ocean region. It has this strategic location in Indian Ocean region. And second important factor, the second important factor which we can see here is it is acts as a bridge for India-Africa relation. India-Africa relation. So there is two very significant portion about this India and Mauritius. One part it is acting as a bridge between India and Africa. And second part is it's a strategic location in the Indian Ocean region. Now, again, Indian Prime Minister is going to Mauritius. So there may be more agreements, more deals, which may be following in the days to come. Okay. So these are some important factors. There is, of course, cultural cooperation, space cooperation. Okay. So these all are there. Means with respect to Mauritius, we have mostly the positive things. The challenge is only with respect to China, India and Mauritius relation. Otherwise, it's all cool. It's all like 70% of their population is Indian origin. From here itself, you can understand that there is not so much of difference between India and Mauritius. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Okay, so one more thing, like this is all for today. One more thing, today is the last class of this week. Tomorrow, due to some personal reason, I may not be able to take the class in the evening. And after that, we have Holi also. So 13th, 14th, it is like the Holi celebration. And 12th, due to some personal reasons, I may not be able to take the class tomorrow. So this will be the last class for this week. We will meet again on Monday. So you have some time to revise the previous topics. On Monday when we will meet, we will try to practice more questions. Okay. And that's why we have read around 5 or 6 different mains topic in this week. Okay. So read about them. Try to make notes out of them. There are many things which are written in the PPT also. There are certain facts, data, which I simply leave it here. So you can take that from the PPT also. That will be given in the Telegram channel of KGS IAS. Okay. So wish you all a very happy Holi. आप सभी को होली की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. You can play as much Holi as you want. Okay. You can play as much Holi as you want and then you can enjoy. Okay. So that will be all for today. Means, of course, like favorite motivation thought. It's not like favorite motivation thought, but the entire personality of APJ Abdul Kalam itself is motivating. There is no need of such quotation. There is no such need of quotation. The entire life of APJ Abdul Kalam itself is a motivation. Okay. And there is one simple thing, like I will always suggest you one simple thing. If you have to get ahead in the life, there is one simple thing. Just make one goal that I have to do better than what I have done last day. I have to do something better than what I have done last day. If you keep this one simple motto, then you will become a successful person. Okay. So that will be all. That will be all. Let's meet then on Monday, and then we will discuss remaining things. Thank you everyone. Happy Holi once again. And tomorrow in the morning we will meet. In the morning we are going to meet again for that session on ancient history. We will have some revision questions of ancient history tomorrow in the morning at 8 a.m. Okay. Thank you everyone. Take care. All the best. Thank you.